So it's been a long month. I'm sorry if I just made a video tutorial for now because I am too busy with so many works projects from different job platform. Okay, right now our tutorial is all about how you can secure your website from hackers or vulnerabilities. So right now we will be talking about SQL injection. So first of all, what is SQL injection? SQL injection is just a malicious codes that attempts to find something vulnerability in your SQL query. So first of all, this is our dummy website hosted in DigitalOcean for free. So right now, if this website, you can easily spot that we have an ID which is equivalent to 2, I mean 1. So if we change that into 2, data will be changed. Well, obviously it will change. If you want to check what is the codes behind this one, so let me, okay, cat index.php. So this will be the codes for that. So basically, it gets the value of ID, basic MySQL connection, select from table persons where ID is equal to what we have in the browser, which is this one. And this is pretty common for all developers, I think. So this one is just simply outputting the data. So for this one, to check if this one is vulnerable to SQL injection, so most common manual test will be adding a single quotation for this one. So if you check that, oh, by simply adding single quotation here, it gives you an database error, which some people or some developers, I don't know, maybe if it's developer, but maybe DevOps or cloud architect, most of them forgot to, what we call this one, to display, forgot to not to display this kind of error, because most of them is just a default setup, and then it's okay, it's live, then I don't care about that anymore. So there's also some good developers, DevOps or cloud engineer, which disable this one, this kind of error. So you won't be seeing this kind of error because it was disabled. So you will be thinking about, oh, is this really? I mean, is this really SQL injection vulnerable? So to do that one, maybe you can use some SQL injection automation tool. Like I think they have so many available tools in the internet, but the most common and open source that I've been using is SQL map. So for this one, you can check that after adding a single quotation, there is a query syntax that output that, I think there is something wrong with your query. So for that, we are going to verify that one if the website is really that vulnerable, or we can access the database in that website. So to do that, we need to type SQL map minus u and then the website including the ID. So minus minus database is to check the list of database inside in the website, which is our current website is this one. So okay, while waiting, I want you to introduce about mode security. Okay, mode security is something like a firewall which is designed for Apache, but it is also compatible with Nginx, but it really designed for Apache after all. So um, if you use mode security, it gives you a basic understanding about the rules and etc. What will be one of the best what would be one of the best approach to secure your server. So for that, let's visit one of the links that I saw here. So I'm going to introduce you what is WASP, and then WASP mod security core rules. So these are the set of rules that we will be implementing in our web server so that we can secure our server into common attacks. What are those common attacks? SQL injection, XSS, and etc. So, to check more about the common attacks which the bad people or even the good people will check our security system will be this one, this entire list. These are the common attacks that might be compromise our website or destroy, definitely. So for that, let me check this one. Oh, the website is vulnerable. So if you can see here, this is our website. So if you can see here, we can see the list of database. So since we have here in our PHP MyAdmin, you can verify there that the database that we are seeing right here is equivalent to this list of database in our PHP MyAdmin. It's scary. I know it's scary, but that's what life it is. So to secure this one, to secure our website for the SQL injection, there are two fixes for this one. Either you fix your code or add extra layer of security or firewall for our system. So basically, if the project is still going on and not really that big, maybe you can fix the code. You can do PDO or you can use some of the framework which really helps you to avoid SQL injection. Just simply follow their ORM or any principles that they are using. But in some cases, the website is pretty long already that we can't afford to rewrite some of the features. So this is what we're gonna use an extra security or firewall for our system. So I introduced you into mode security. You can install mode security. Be sure that you're using LAMP setup for me because that is very advisable for me since mode security is designed for Apache. And then after that, let me go through cd etc Apache 2 sites available. So what are we gonna do now? Sites available. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is to edit our default vhost. Okay, nano. Since in my server I already installed mod security, so I just need to uncomment this one. I already added this rule. So by simply adding this rule in your in your 00 default configuration in your Apache configuration inside ATC Apache 2 sites available, this one's by uncommenting the code by uncommenting this code, it means that we are activating our mod security rules. So for that, let's try to check the server if before this is SQL injection vulnerable, and then let's try to check if this one is still vulnerable. Let's add another single quotation. Oh, sorry, but I forgot to restart our Apache server. So after that, let's refresh and add single quotation. So we are expecting to have a forbidden. You don't have permission to access this resource because the mod security as a firewall or extra security layer in our server detects that you are attempting to perform SQL injection. So since in our browser it's forbidden already, so let's try to check if we can still access the database here. Oh, I think we can still do this one since the what we call this one what we call this one the SQLite has been saved already in our database. So to check that one, to check that it's not working, I want to see the list of tables, right? If you can see, we are redirecting into 403 detected, which is something like internal error because our server kicked out the hackers or some attempt. So if you're going to ask me why we can still access minus minus db, yes, we can still access because has been saved already in our as a cache or SQLite small database in my computer, which we can still perform this one. If I'm going to clean that SQL data, we can no longer see this one. But since I don't want to expose some of my pen testing, you know, so I just do that one on purpose. But at least for now, we can prove that we cannot access all tables inside on this system. So for that, I encourage my co-developers to study mod security. Thank you.